right, so minutes ago I was having a hard time getting everything onto the screen because Marble back here was trying to adjust the video camera for me. I talked him into sitting up here instead. Today I want to share with you a story, and once again I am thinking about it in so many different ways, but I'm going to try and focus on two for you. The story I want to share today is Emmanuel's dream, the true story of Emmanuel Ofusu Yeboah. And it's by Lorianne Thomas and Sean Qualls. And one reason I wanted to share it was I read it and I just found it incredibly inspiring. And with that, I wanted to explore with you, with this hint of it's inspiring, what the author's message might be. What's the lesson or idea or the takeaway from this story about Emmanuel's dream? And then the other thing is that as we're working on narratives in class and writing them, I want us to think about how we looked at Nothing Ever Happens on 90th Street and how I spent my summer vacation, and how the author, the writer, has to make choices to keep the reader engaged. And that authors write from what they know or what they've researched so that they have good background knowledge. So one of the things we'll do is I will link this to some other videos about Emmanuel and the place where he lives, so that you can see that as a writer or a reader, I might do some research to explore the background of even a fiction or a nonfiction book, because it'll give me better background knowledge so that I can better understand my book and understand the author's message in a deeper way. So that's what I'm going to encourage you to do, is think about that. And without further ado, here is Emmanuel's dream, the true story of Emmanuel Ofusu Yeboah. And let's see. In Ghana, West Africa, a baby boy was born. 2 bright eyes blinked in the light. 2 healthy lungs let out a powerful cry. 2 tiny fists opened and closed, but only 1 strong leg kicked. And by the way, I didn't give you the background knowledge about what Emmanuel did because I figured you could figure it out from the story. Most people thought he would be useless, or worse, a curse. His father left, never to return, but his mother had faith. Her name was Comfort, and she named her first child Emmanuel, meaning God is with us. I just love the illustrations. Emmanuel grew. Mama Comfort told him he could have anything, but he would have to get it for himself. He learned to crawl and hop, to fetch water and climb coconut trees. He even shined shoes to earn money. Most kids with disabilities couldn't go to school. Still, Emmanuel's mother carried him there until one day she said, "You are too heavy." From then on, Emmanuel hopped to school and back, 2 miles each way, on 1 leg, by himself. Wow, schooling must have been important to him. At first, nobody would play with him, so Emmanuel saved his money and bought something none of his classmates had: a brand new soccer ball. Of course, he would share it, if he could play too. Lunging and spinning on crutches his grandmother had found for him, and kicking the ball with his good left foot, Emmanuel earned their respect. So this is taking place in Ghana, in a different country, and their norms are a little different than ours. His new friends sometimes used their lunch money to rent bikes. Would Emmanuel be able to join them? His friend Goodwin pushed him as fast so he could balance. Over and over again, Emmanuel fell. Hard. But finally, he rode. When Emmanuel was 13, Mama Comfort got very sick. She could no longer sell vegetables at the market, and Emmanuel's sister and brother were too little to work. He would have to support them. Against his mother's wishes, Emmanuel snuck out and boarded a midnight train to the bustling city of Accra, 150 miles away, alone. He didn't know it then, but it would be 2 years before he saw his family again. Emmanuel arrived full of hope. There were so many people, but no one would hire him. Shopkeepers and restaurant owners told him to go out and beg like other disabled people did. Emmanuel refused. Finally, a food stand owner offered him a job and a place to live. Can you imagine? Just because he has a disability, they wouldn't offer him a job? It's pretty terrible. When Emmanuel wasn't serving drinks, he kept busy shining shoes. He earned money and sent it home. One morning when Emmanuel went to buy shoe shining supplies, the shopkeeper thought he was there to beg and scolded him. Insulted, Emmanuel slammed his money down on the counter. The shopkeeper apologized, but Emmanuel would never forget. When Mama Comfort grew sicker, Emmanuel went home to be with her. From her bed on Christmas Eve, she told her son, "Be respectful, take care of your family, don't ever beg, and don't give up." By the next morning, Emmanuel's beloved mother was dead. He was heartbroken, but he knew her last words had been a gift. He would honor them by showing everyone that being disabled does not mean being unabled. It was a big dream, but Emmanuel had a plan. Emmanuel had a sharp mind, a bold heart, and one strong leg. All he needed was a bike. At first, no one would help. They thought his plan to bicycle around Ghana was impossible. Then Emmanuel wrote to the Challenged Athletes Foundation all the way in San Diego, California. They sent him a bike, plus a helmet, shorts, socks, and gloves. Emmanuel started training for the long ride. He persuaded the king of his region to give him a royal blessing. He went door to door asking for additional support. Finally, he hired a taxi to follow him with drinking water, a camera, and his best friends. Then, Emmanuel tied his right leg to the bike's frame, jammed his left foot into a flip-flop attached to the pedal, and rode. Emmanuel pedaled through the bustling city of Accra. He pedaled through rainforests, over rolling hills, and across wide, muddy rivers. He pedaled past oudum forests and plantain farms, and through the market city of Kumasi. I'm not sure how to do that one. Kumasi. He pedaled as trucks roared past on the narrow highways, and wild animals stalked his thoughts. He pedaled through vast grasslands and into the ancient city of Tamale. He rode up, down, across, and around his country, proudly wearing the colors of its flag, on a shirt printed with the words, "The Pozo," or "The Disabled Person." Along the way, Emmanuel talked to those with physical challenges and those without, to poor farm workers and wealthy landowners, to religious leaders, government officials, and reporters. He wanted everyone to see him and his disability. He wanted everyone to hear him and his message. Oop. There you go. The farther Emmanuel rode, the more attention he got. Children cheered. Able-bodied adults ran or rode along with him. People with disabilities left their homes and came outside, some for the very first time. The young man once thought of as cursed was becoming a national hero. He completed his astounding journal, pedaling south to the sea and back up to Accra, nearly 400 miles, in just 10 days. But Emmanuel's success goes even further than that. He proved that one leg is enough to do great things, and one person is enough to change the world. And then, in this world, we are not perfect. We can only do our best. Emmanuel. Ofuso Yeboah. Author's note. Emmanuel still isn't giving up. Since completing his first long-distance bike ride across Ghana in 2001, at the age of 24, he has completed major athletic events, won international awards from Nike and ESPN, and carried the Olympic torch in Cairo, Egypt in 2004. He starred in a documentary about his life called Emmanuel's Gift, and he appeared on the Oprah Winfrey Show. In 2006, thanks in large part to Emmanuel's bike ride and his continued political activism, the Ghana Parliament passed the Persons with Disabilities Act, which states that people with physical disabilities are entitled to all of the same rights as the rest of the country's citizens. I am very happy for my disabled brothers and sisters in Ghana, said Emmanuel. But this is just the beginning. Today, Emmanuel continues to work on behalf of the disabled. He maintains a scholarship fund to help children with disabilities attend school, and he helps organizations distribute wheelchairs to those in need. In addition, he works closely with Ghana's government to pass laws protecting the rights of disabled citizens, and he speaks to political leaders, independent organizations, and school children around the world to deliver the message that disability does not mean inability. To find out more about Emmanuel and his activities, including the progress of the school he is building for children with and without disabilities, please visit the Emmanuel Education Foundation and Sports Academy website at emmanuelsdream.org. So this is a beautiful nonfiction book. It is a personal narrative in that it's true about Emmanuel's life and it happened to him. And I think it's a great way to start our school year together to think about just because we have challenges doesn't mean that we can't rise above them and that everybody deserves to be treated equally. So that kind of opens to the door to those thoughts. Look for the discussion question I'll be asking. And think about what is the author's message here. I've probably touched on a couple with my own thoughts, but what will you come up with? What did you take away from this beautiful story? Thank you. See you in our Zoom meet. Bye.